Okay. In this class, we discuss data types in Python. Python has various data types. Actually, Python supports 14 data types. Among these 14 data types, 5 are fundamental data types. Those are int, float, string, bool. Last we discuss bool, complex, and bool. These are the 5 fundamental data types. If you define a variable in Python, we should specify the data type of the variable. Based on the data type, memory will be allocated for the variable, right? Suppose if you define a variable as integer type, memory will be allocated. That depends upon the data type. Suppose float 4 bytes, for integer 2 bytes, for string different. Depending on the data type, memory will be allocated in the RAM, right? Then Python supports 5 fundamental data types. Those are int, float. Actually, this will call it as integer type. Integer. This is float. This is string and complex. And this is Boolean. Okay. Apart from these 5 data types, we have derived data types. Those are list, tuple, bytes, byte array, set, frozen set, range, and dictionary and none. Actually, these should be 5, 1, sorry, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Totally, Python supports 14 data types. What are those 14 data types? Int. And next one is float. Next one is string. Next one is complex. Next, bool or Boolean data type. These 5 data types are fundamental data types or basic data types. Actually, these are fundamental data types. Apart from this, we have few more data types in Python. Those are list, tuple, bytes, byte array, set, frozen set, range, and none. Dictionary, last but not least, that is none. These are the data types supported by Python, right? We discuss one by one. If we define a variable as an integer type, right? If we define a variable as an integer type, only integral value can be stored in it. Only integral value. That means fractional part cannot be stored in it, right? That is integer data type. Second one is float data type. If you define a variable as float data type, real number can be stored. Suppose a real number means a number having fractional part, that is decimal point. Next one is string. Suppose you want to store name or address like those data, then we should define it as string type. And Python supports complex data type. Numbers of the form a plus ib and ab are integers and I is square root of -1. That data type we'll call it as complex data type. In mathematics, we use complex numbers. If you want to store any complex number, we use complex data type. Next one is Boolean data type. If you declare a variable as Boolean data type, only 2 values can be stored in it, either true or false. Okay, these are the 5 fundamental data types. In is it clear so far? there are 5, we'll discuss one by one. There are 5 fundamental data types. What are the 5 fundamental data types in Python? Int means integer. Second one is float. Next one is string. Next one is complex data type. Next one is Boolean data type. Apart from these 5 data types, we have list, tuple, bytes array, set, frozen set, range, dictionary, and none. These are the data types supported by Python. We'll discuss one by one, right? First, there are certain functions associated with Python, right? Suppose I'm declaring, yesterday I covered how to define an identifier. Okay. To define an identifier, to name an identifier, or to define a variable in Python, we should follow certain rules. What are the rules? While naming an identifier, the name should contain alphabets, numerals, and only one special character underscore. Okay. And an identifier should not begin with a digit. Spaces are not allowed. Special characters are not allowed. And Python identifiers are case sensitive. Python identifiers are case sensitive. And one more important rule, Python has some predefined set of words. Those keywords, right, can't be used as identifiers. While defining a name, maybe it may be variable name or a function name or a class name. Okay. If you want to define a name or a constant name, we should follow these rules. Okay. First, I'm declaring a variable a. Okay. A equals to 10. What is the here? If you observe, a value is 10. This value, numerical value, doesn't have the decimal point, then we'll call it as an integer value. Okay. I already told you Python follows dynamic type checking. During the runtime, value, data type of the variable will be determined, right? Here, if I want to print the value of a, how do I print the value of a? And there is a function called print in Python. Print a value will be printed. See, for a, computer memory is divided into primary memory and secondary memory, and primary memory is again divided into RAM and ROM. RAM stands for random access memory. Random access memory. If you define a variable, for those variables, memory will be created at RAM. Memory will be created at RAM. For a, suppose you want to know the address of the variable a. There is a function called id. There is a function called id. When you use id of a, you'll get address of a. Okay, is it clear for so far? Suppose I want to know the type of the variable. I want to know the data type of a variable. If I say type of a, it determines the data type as int. Is it clear or not? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then one more important thing. Whenever you are discussing about variables, there are 2 types. One is mutable and immutable. Mutable and immutable. Mutable means we can make changes. Immutable means we can't make change the value. All the 5 fundamental data types are immutable data types. Remember, very, very important point. All the 5 data types, that is int, float, string, complex, bool, all these 5 data types are immutable. That means we can't make changes. You may, I'll explain how. Is it clear what is meant by mutable? Mutable means, suppose if you define a variable, we can change the value of the variable, right? We'll call it as mutable object, right? Suppose if you can't make changes, we'll call it as immutable object. What is meant by mutable? If you make changes, we'll call it as mutable. If you can't make changes, we'll call it as immutable. Okay. Now we see. Okay. Now, what is the value of a and a? A value is 10, right? Suppose I want to assign 20 to a. A is 20. print A means A value. What is the new value of A? 20. Actually, I mean, it is a contradiction for my statement, isn't it? What I told you, all the 5 fundamental data types are immutable. That means once you assign a value, we can't alter it. But how it is going on, I'll explain. Suppose, see, this is very important point. A value is 10. If you print A, what it will print? What it will print? 10. See,
A
very good.
value.
Yes, a value of A will be printed, right? Now I want to print address of A and A. How to print address of A?
ID.
ID of A. Good, come on,
A.
answer my questions. ID of A. See, this is a address, RAM address. In this area, the value of 10 is stored. Is it clear or not? Now, if I say A is equals to 20, if I print A, what it will print?
20.
20, right? 20 will be printed, right? Now I want to print the address of A. How it will print? 1 second. That. Suppose I want to print the address of A. How to print address of A and ID of A? If you observe this address, will you get the same address? Or address has been changed or not? Address changed or not? Previous address of A is different. New value of address of that means when you assign 20 to A, okay, the value has been changed. Address has also been changed in this. Suppose I'll tell you A value is 10. B value is 10. Sorry. A equals to 10. B equals to 10. Print address of A. How to print address of A? ID of
A.
Now I want to know the address of B and A. How to print address of B?
ID of B.
Very good. If you observe this, address is same. Actually, what we think, A and B have different addresses, but not like that. If 10 is there, if this 10 is assigned to 5 variables, all the 5 variables share this same address. I'll explain in an way. Okay. A value is 10. Suppose value is 10. I'm using in 2 variables, right? What are the 2 variables? A. And I'm using another variable. What is that another variable? B. Isn't it? Both the variables share same address. Actually, this is a logic. It's implemented in Python. Okay. Suppose if you change the value of A or B to some other value other than 10, then address will be changed. Hence, integer data type is immutable. Remember this. Int, float, string, bool, complex. All these 5 data types are immutable. Right? Is it clear? Is it clear?
Sir, if we how ఎన్నిసార్లు ఆ న్యూమరికల్ వాల్యూ ఎంటర్ చేస్తే అన్ని సార్లకి అదే అడ్రస్ ఉండాలి.
అలా కాదు. ఎన్నిసార్లు అంటే ఇక్కడ చూడండి. ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఇంకొక వేరియబుల్ ఉంది. దాని వాల్యూ ఎంత పెట్టారు? సి అనుకోండి. ఓకే. దాని వాల్యూ ఎంత పెట్టారు? 10 పెట్టారు అనుకోండి. రైట్?
ఓకే. ఓకే.
దీనికి సికి వేరేగా ర్యామ్ లో మెమరీ అలొకేట్ అవ్వదు. ఏ మెమరీ వాడుకుంటుంది? ఆల్రెడీ 10 మెమరీలో ఉంది కదా, ఆ అడ్రస్ ఇందులో పెట్టుకుంటుంది.
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ సార్, అదే
రైట్. సపోజ్ ఇప్పుడు నేను సి వాల్యూ 20 పెట్టాను అనుకోండి, దెన్ ఇట్ క్రియేట్స్ న్యూ అడ్రస్. రైట్, న్యూ అడ్రస్. అండ్ ఆ లొకేషన్ లో వాల్యూ ఎంత ఉంటుంది? 20 ఉంటుంది. నా ఇప్పుడు సి దేని పాయింట్ చేస్తుందండి? దీని పాయింట్ చేస్తుంది. అర్థమైందా ఇది? ఓకే, ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. అంటే మరి మీకు ఏమనిపిస్తుంది, ఇమ్యూటబుల్ అంటే చేంజ్ చేయొచ్చు, ఇమ్యూటబుల్ అంటే చేంజ్ చేయకూడదు,
చేయలేం.
చేంజ్ చేయలేం, రైట్? మరేమో ఇక్కడ
Hmm.
ఏ వాల్యూ 5 చెప్పాం, 5 స్టోర్ అయింది. ఏ 10 చెప్తే ఏ ఇస్ టేకింగ్ 10, బట్ యాక్చువల్గా చేయకూడదు కదా. బట్ హౌ ఈజ్ ఇట్ పాసిబుల్ అంటే ఇలా చెప్పాలి, ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్పాలి. ఓకే, మీకు 5 ఫండమెంటల్ డేటా టైప్స్ కూడా, ఆల్ ద 5 ఫండమెంటల్ డేటా టైప్స్ ఆర్ ఇమ్యూటబుల్. ఓకే, ఇజ్ ఇట్ క్లియర్?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే, 1 సెకండ్. నెక్స్ట్ కమింగ్ టు దిస్ ఐడియల్లీలో చెప్తాను. నెక్స్ట్ డేటా టైప్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు నాకు చెప్పండి, వన్ మోర్ థింగ్. ఇప్పుడు మీరు వాల్యూ ప్రింట్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, ఏ వాల్యూ ఉంది, వీ కెన్ యూజ్ ప్రింట్ ఏ ఆర్ సింప్లీ ఏ. ఓకే, ఇట్ ప్రింట్స్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ఏ. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ ఇప్పుడు బి ఈక్వల్స్ టు 1.2.34. ఇప్పుడు బి ఏ డేటా టైప్ కింద తీసుకుంటుంది, ఇంటీజర్ కింద తీసుకోదు. దేని కింద తీసుకుంటుంది? ఫ్లోట్ కింద తీసుకుంటుంది. దేని కింద తీసుకుంటుంది? సారీ టైప్ ఆఫ్ బి. ఏ టైప్ వచ్చింది? ఇది ఏ డేటా టైప్? ఏ డేటా
Float.
టైప్?
Float.
Right? I want to know the address of B. How to get the address of B? ID of B. ఫాలో అవుతున్నారా? ఇదే టైపు. అంటే మీకు ఫ్రాక్షన్ పార్ట్ నుండి వాల్యూ ఏది అసైన్ చేసినా అది దేని కింద తీసుకుంటుంది? ఫ్లోట్ కింద తీసుకుంటుంది.
Float.
అర్థమైందా? ఓకే, అర్థమైందా? అంటే ఇంటీజర్కి ఫ్లోట్కి తేడా ఏమిటి? డెసిమల్ పార్ట్ లేని వాల్యూ ఉందనుకోండి, దేనికి చెప్పాలి? ఇంటీజర్ కింద చెప్పాలి, రైట్? ఇంటీజర్ కింద తీసుకుంటాం. డెసిమల్ పాయింట్ ఉంటే అదే వాల్యూ ఫ్లోట్, ఫ్రాక్షన్ పార్ట్ ఉంటే ఫ్లోట్. ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ డేటా టైప్ ఏమిటి? నెక్స్ట్ డేటా టైప్
String.
మీకు సి ఐడియా ఉందా? నో ప్రాబ్లం, లేకపోయినా పర్వాలేదు. చూడండి, అందులో క్యారెక్టర్ ఒకటి ఉంటుంది, స్ట్రింగ్ ఒకటి ఉంటుంది. ఇందులో పైథాన్లోకి వచ్చేటప్పటికి ఒకే ఒక డేటా టైప్ ఉంటుంది, స్ట్రింగ్. సపోజ్ ఐ వాంట్ టు స్టోర్ నేమ్ అండి. హౌ టు స్టోర్ నేమ్? సపోజ్ ఐ వాంట్ టు స్టోర్ అంజి. ఓకే, సే ఎస్ నేమ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు అంజి. ఓకే, ఎస్ నేమ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు అంజి. మీరు ఇది ఐ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఎస్ నేమ్ ఏం తీసుకుంటుంది?
Yes, name.
డేటా టైప్. ఏ డేటా టైప్ కింద తీసుకుంటాం? ఎస్టీఆర్ అండ్ స్ట్రింగ్. ఫాలో అవుతున్నారా? మీరు ఒక క్యారెక్టర్ స్టోర్ చేసిన, సపోజ్ స్టూడెంట్ గ్రేడ్ ఏదో స్టోర్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నానండి. వాడి గ్రేడ్ ఏదో సపోజ్ సి గ్రేడ్, బి గ్రేడ్ వచ్చింది. ఓకే, అప్పుడు కూడా ఎలా ఇవ్వచ్చు? ఇది కూడా ఏ టైప్ కింద తీసుకుంటుంది? టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఏ టైప్ కింద తీసుకుంటుంది? స్ట్రింగ్ కింద. ఇది అర్థమైందా? ఒకటి గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, మీరు స్ట్రింగ్ పైథాన్లో సింగిల్ కోట్లో ఇవ్వచ్చు, డబల్ కోట్లో ఇవ్వచ్చు, ట్రిపుల్ కోట్స్లో ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఎలా ఇవ్వచ్చు? స్ట్రింగ్లో ఎలా ఇవ్వచ్చు? సపోజ్ ఇలా ఇవ్వచ్చు, ఐ వాంట్ టు ప్రింట్ ఎస్ నేమ్. హౌ టు ప్రింట్? ప్రింట్ ఆర్ఎల్స్ ట్రిపుల్ కోట్. సింగిల్ కోట్ 3 టైప్స్ ఇవ్వాలి. ఓకే, దాన్ని ట్రిపుల్ కోట్స్ అంటాం. ట్రిపుల్ కోట్ అనేది వేరే ఉండదు. సింగిల్ కోట్ 3 టైమ్స్ ఇస్తే అది ఎలా వస్తుంది? లేదా సింగిల్ కోట్ డబుల్ కోట్ టైప్ చేసినా ఇలా ట్రిపుల్ కోట్. సో ఇన్ పైథాన్, if you want to assign a string, the string may be in single quote or double quote or triple quote. Later I'll explain the difference. ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఫాలో అవుతున్నారా? ఇదేమిటి చెప్పండి స్ట్రింగ్ అంటే? ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఒక పాయింట్ చెప్పాలి. ఇప్పుడు టైప్ ఆఫ్ వి అన్నాను అనుకోండి, ఏమొస్తుంది? టైప్ ఆఫ్ వి string.
వెరీ గుడ్. టైప్ ఆఫ్ బి అంటే ఏమొస్తుంది? స్ట్రింగ్. లేదా జే ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు కొటేషన్లో 123.45 అని చెప్పి టైప్ జే అని చెప్పామనుకోండి, ఏమొస్తుంది మనకి? స్ట్రింగ్. మీకు ఏమనిపిస్తుంది? ఇది ఇంటీజర్ కదా అనిపిస్తుంది. మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే డబల్ కోట్స్లో కానీ సింగిల్ కోట్లో కానీ ట్రిపుల్ కోట్లో కానీ ప్లేస్ చేశారో అది దేని కింద తీసుకుంటుంది? స్ట్రింగ్ కింద తీసుకుంటుంది తప్ప ఇది ఇంటీజరు అలా కాదు. అర్థమైందా? తర్వాత ఇఫ్ వాంట్ టు నో ద అడ్రస్ ఆఫ్ ద స్ట్రింగ్, ఐడియా ఆఫ్ జే అంటే ఏమొస్తుంది? ఇట్ రిటర్న్స్ ద అడ్రస్ ఆఫ్ ద జే. సపోజ్ ఐ వాంట్ టు నో ద ఐడియా ఆఫ్ ఎస్ నేమ్, ఏమొస్తుంది? ఇట్ రిటర్న్స్ అడ్రస్ ఆఫ్ ఎస్ నేమ్. ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఒక క్వశ్చన్. అప్పుడు మీరు సపోజ్ ఈ ఎంప్లాయీ నేమ్ అందులో వాడి పేరు ఏదో రాజారావు అని స్టోర్ చేయాలి. ఎలా స్టోర్ చేస్తారు? వేరియబుల్ నేమ్ ఏం పెడదాం? లెట్ ద వేరియబుల్ నేమ్ మే బి ఎంప్ నేమ్. ఓకే, అందులో వాల్యూ ఎలా స్టోర్ చేయాలి చెప్పాలి.
Employee name equal to
ఎంప్లాయీ నేమ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు
um,
సింగిల్
indented
కోట్
comma.
ఇవ్వచ్చు, సింగిల్ కోట్ ఆర్ డబుల్ కోట్ ఆర్ ట్రిపుల్ కోట్. డబుల్ కోట్స్ యూజ్ చేయండి. ఏది ఇవ్వాలి? ఓకే, సపోజ్ ఐ వాంట్ టు ప్రింట్ ద ఎంప్లాయీ నేమ్. ఎలా చెప్పాలి? ప్రింట్
Print
M.
emp name.
ఎంప్ నేమ్. అడ్రస్ ప్రింట్ చేయాలి. అప్పుడు ఐడి ఆఫ్ ఎంప్ నేమ్. దట్స్ ఇట్. ఇది ఫాలో అయ్యారా? స్ట్రింగ్ ఎప్పుడు ఇచ్చినా ఎందులో ఇవ్వచ్చు? సింగిల్ కోట్లో ఇవ్వచ్చు, డబల్ కోట్లో ఇవ్వచ్చు, లేదా ట్రిపుల్ కోట్స్లో ఇవ్వచ్చు. ట్రిపుల్ కోట్స్ ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. సో స్ట్రింగ్ కూడా ఇమ్యూటబుల్ డేటా టైప్. ఏ డేటా టైప్ ఇది? ఇమ్యూటబుల్ డేటా టైప్. నెక్స్ట్ డేటా టైప్ చూడండి. మ్యాథమెటిక్స్లో మీకు కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఏముంటాయండి ఇక్కడ? కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్స్. కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్స్ ఎలా ఉంటాయంటే నెంబర్స్ ఆఫ్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఏ ప్లస్ బీజే. ఏ ప్లస్ బీజే. ఈ ఫస్ట్ పార్ట్ని రియల్ పార్ట్ అంటారు, రెండో పార్ట్ ఇమాజినరీ పార్ట్ అంటారు. జే వాల్యూ స్క్వేర్ రూట్ ఆఫ్ -1. జే వాల్యూ అంతా స్క్వేర్ రూట్ ఆఫ్ -1. పైథాన్ డైరెక్ట్గా కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్స్ సపోర్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఆ డేటా టైప్ ఏ డేటా టైప్? వెన్ యూ అసైన్ ఏ కాంప్లెక్స్ నెంబర్ టు ఏ వేరియబుల్, పైథాన్ ఆటోమేటికల్లీ ట్రీట్ దట్ వేరియబుల్ యాజ్ కాంప్లెక్స్ డేటా టైప్. Numbers of the form a plus bj, ab are real numbers, j value is square root of -1. Okay, then the variables, in this case the variable c1 is treated as complex data type. Is it clear? In mathematics there is a numbers of the form a plus bj, ab are real numbers, right? In this case I gave an integer. Suppose I want to know the data type of the C1, idea of C1, it returns address. I want to know the type of the variable. It is belongs to the class complex data type, right? Is it clear? Or I can give another complex number, say 4.5 plus 3.97j. C2 means print C2. Or I want to know the address of C2, or I want to determine the data type of the variable C2. Is it clear? Numbers of the form a plus bj, a plus bj, right? ab are real numbers and j value is square root of -1. Actually j is called operator, j operator, right? J value is square root of -1. J value is square root of -1. Is it clear?
So in the place J, we can't place
No, you
any
should not
like
write
H.
-1. You should not write -1. J is predefined. Okay. J is predefined.
Okay.
Okay.
So only J can be used in complex.
No. See, numbers of the see, like integer, like real, there is a category, number category of the form complex number, right? In Python supports complex data type. If you assign a complex number to a variable, automatically that variable will be treated as a complex data type. complex numbers of the form a plus bj. Here a, b are real numbers. That means they can contain fractional value. J value is square root of -1. J value is square root of -1. Is it clear? See, if you want to store any complex number, there we declare it as complex data type. Okay. Okay. Shall I go to the next data type?
Oh.
Okay. Next one is Boolean data type. Actually, we frequently use this data type. Okay. Boolean data type means only true or false values can be stored in it. Suppose, a student is promoted to the next class or not. Result equals to true. Print result. Oh, result. Okay, suppose result equals to false. Print result, right? Either true or false values can be stored in it, right? Suppose type of result, it belongs to the class bool. Okay, you want to store either true or false. Here true or false are called Boolean constants. If you observe, in the true T is capital, in the false the word false F is capital. Okay, remaining letters are in lowercase, right? This is about Boolean data type. If you declare a variable as a Boolean data type, only permissible values that we can deposit in it or we can store in it are true, either true or false. Okay. Here, while writing true, T should be capital. In the false, F, the word F should be capital. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Shall I take another example or shall I go to the next data type? Okay. Shall I go to the next data type or shall I give one more example?
Next example, sir.
Okay. These are the 5 fundamental data types. Apart from these 5 fundamental data types, we have other data types. The next data type is list. List is a heterogeneous collection of, just I'll take the note, 1 second. Okay, now coming to the list data type. List is a heterogeneous collection of members separated by comma and embedded, enclosed by square brackets. Okay, this is a definition of a list. How to define a list in Python? List is a heterogeneous collection of members. That means all the elements need not be of same type, and the elements should be separated by comma, and the elements should be enclosed within square brackets. If you define in this fashion, Python will treat the object as a list category, list class. దేనికి తీసుకుంటుంది? List class కింద తీసుకుంటుంది. One more rule regarding list is a mutable object. We can make changes to the members of the list. Okay, list elements have order preservance. Order preservance. That means the order in which we store the elements will be stored in the same order only. Elements order will not be changed. Okay. we can access list elements with the help of index. Okay, with the help of index. One more, I'll explain one by one. And one more thing, list elements may be again lists or lists may be nested. Okay, these are the rules we have to follow while defining a list. What is a list? And list is a Python list is a heterogeneous collection of elements separated by comma and enclosed by square brackets. List is a mutable object. One more thing, list elements have order preservance. We can access list elements with the help of index. List elements may be again lists or lists may be nested. We'll explain one by one. Okay, we should remember these rules. Okay, list is a mutable object. Very important thing. While using a list, list elements should be placed within square brackets, and list elements are separated by comma. List is a mutable object, and we can access the list elements with the help of index, right? List elements may be again lists. Okay, these are the rules. First, we define a list in Python. Suppose I want to store, say, 5 integers only. I'm creating a list 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. Say I can call it as nums. I want to store 5 integers. I'm calling it as nums. How many values are there? 5 values are there. What are the 5 values? 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And if you observe, these elements are separated by comma and elements are enclosed within square brackets, right? When you do like this, when you define like this, Python automatically will treat it as list. Okay, we can access, suppose if you want to print list, I want to know the data type of this nums, type nums, you'll get list. How do you access elements of the list? So how many elements are there? 5 elements are there. What is the first element? 10. It is located at 0th position. 20 is stored at 1 position. 30 is stored at 2. 40 is stored at 3. 50 is stored at 4. Suppose I don't want to access all the elements. I want to access the first element. And how do I access? Nums of, say, specify the position, or we'll call it as index. Okay, nums of 0, we'll get 10. Suppose I want to access 20. How to access nums of 20? How to write? Print nums of 1. I want to access 30 and how to access 30? How to access 30? Nums of
Open bracket 3,
square bracket.
2,
This is very good.
square bracket, sorry.
Square bracket, you have to close it. I want to access the last element and that is 50. How do you write?
Print nums of 2.
Nums of
Square bracket 4.
4. Okay. In Python, okay, in Python, we can access the elements by 2 ways. Suppose you want to access elements from left to right, we can use a positive index. Suppose if I want to access the last element in the list, what is the name of the list? If you use -1, you'll get the last element. You want to print the last but tenable element, nums of -2, you'll get the last but 1 element. Okay. Last but 1 element. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, one more point I have to cover. List. What is a list? List is a, here all the elements belongs
Heterogeneous
to same.
collection.
So 1 second. All the elements are of same type. But in a case of a list, all elements need not be of same type. Okay. one may be integer, one may be string, and another may be a real number, other may be a complex one, or other may be a Boolean data type. It may be any of the data type, right? But in this case, all the elements are of same type, right? This is an homogeneous list, but list elements may be list may contain heterogeneous collection of elements. List contains heterogeneous collection of elements, but the elements should be separated by comma and they should be enclosed within square brackets. If you observe 10, 20, 30, 40, you gave like this, but in the list also elements are stored in the same order. This property we'll call it as order preservance. We'll call it as order preservance. I already told you list is a mutable object. That means we can make changes to the list elements. What is the name of the list? Nums. Suppose I want to change the first element from 10 to say 99. How to change the first element? Nums of 0 is the first element, isn't it? Equals to 99. Now print nums. The first element has been changed from 0 to 99. Is it clear? Now tell me, I want to change member 20 to 49. How to change and how to write in Python?
Nums of 1
Nums of 1 equals to
is equal to
say 49. Okay. Now print nums. Okay. We can add, we can modify, we can delete elements. Okay. In list. One more property regarding list. List elements may be nested. Okay. Here I am creating num1 is a list. If you observe num1, is it a list or not? Is it a list or not?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Now I want to access the first element and how to access the first element in the list?
Nums1.
No. I wrote it as num1. Num1 of
Num1 of 0.
0.
I want to access 3, 4 and how to access?
Num1 of 1.
Very good. I want to access the last element.
Num1 of 2.
2, you can write or else.
Num1 of -1.
Very good. Now I want to access the, see, actually this is at 1 position, isn't it? Num1 of 1. Okay. In the list, I have want to access the first element. Num1 of 1, 0. Which element you will get and
1 0 3, sir.
I want to access 4. How to write the statement in Python?
Num1 of 1
Hmm.
1.
That's it. I want to access 5. How to access 5?
Num1 of 2 0.
Okay. I want to access 6. Like this, we can access list elements. Okay. Is it clear? List is clear or not? There are so many list functions are there. For example, nums is my list is there. Nums is there. Yes. I want to find the length of the nums list. There is a len function, extend function, del function. I'll discuss one by one. We'll discuss these lists separately. Okay. Is it clear? List is clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the next data type is tuple. Next data type is tuple. Tuple is a heterogeneous collection of elements separated by comma and enclosed by parenthesis. Parenthesis means brackets, right? Parenthesis means brackets. Okay. And then there is only one difference between list and tuple. Tuple is an immutable object. We can't make changes to a tuple object. Tuple elements have order precedence. Order precedence. Then we can access tuple elements with the help of index. Okay. Tuples may be nested. Maybe nested. There is only two differences and tuple and list contains both heterogeneous elements separated by comma. That is a common point. If it is a tuple, the element should be enclosed within parentheses. If it is a list, the element should be placed within square brackets. This is the only difference. List is a mutable object. We can make changes to the list elements. Whereas if it is a tuple, we can't make changes to a tuple member. We can't make change members of a tuple. Okay. Both lists and tuples have order precedence. We can access the tuple elements with the help of index, and tuples may be nested. Okay. We discuss one by one. Suppose I want to store student data. First I'm taking a tuple, right? T1 is my tuple. T1 means print T1. What it will print? It will print the tuple T1. Sorry. Now I want to know the data type of the object T1. If I type T1, it returns the data. It returns the class of the object, right? It belongs to the class tuple, right? Then we can access tuple elements with the help of index. See here, you have to use square brackets while accessing tuple members. So don't use parentheses, right? It is an important note. Now I want to access a second member. How to access a second member? T1 of 1, T1 of 2, like this. Similarly, T1 of -1, if I write, I'll get the last element. Okay. I want to print the last button element. How to write? T1 of -2. Now, tuple elements have order precedence because I entered 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and tuple has also elements 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Order has not changed. This property we'll call it as order precedence, right? Next, coming to the mutability. List is a mutable object, whereas tuple is an immutable object. We can't make, once you create a tuple, we can't make changes to the tuple members. Suppose if I write T1 of 0 equals to say 90, Python won't accept this type because tuple elements can't be changed because it is an immutable object. Okay. This is regarding tuple. What is a tuple? What is a tuple?
Tuple is a heterogeneous collection of elements
Separated by comma,
commas, enclosed with parentheses,
right.
but it is not mutable.
Right. That is an important point. Suppose if what is the difference between list and tuple? If anyone asks you, then what is the difference? Tuple is a immutable object, whereas list is a mutable object, right? This is the only difference, right? Next, one more thing. I already told you tuple elements are also nested, right? This is one tuple. T1. Suppose if I say T1 of 0, I'll get the first tuple and I want to access the second tuple. How to write? T1 of 1. T1 of 2 means you'll get the last tuple. Or else if you say T1 of -1, you'll get the last tuple. T1 of -2, like this. By if you use negative index, you will get elements from right. If you use positive index, the element starts from 0, you'll get elements from left. This is the difference, right? One more thing. I want to access the second element in the first tuple. How to write and second element in the first tuple. See, this is my first tuple, right? It is at location 0. I want the second element. What is this element? 2. How do I access? How to access this? What is the name of the tuple?
T1 of
T1 of which bracket you have to use?
Square
Square
bracket.
bracket. Right. T1 of 0 followed by 1. Okay. This is the way to access members of a tuple. Is it clear? Okay. Next, we go to the next data type. What is the next data type? We'll discuss a set. No, first we discuss sets followed by frozen set and range and etc. Now, set.
Sir, byte.
We'll discuss one by one.
Okay.
I'll change the order. No issue. Suppose if you define a set, set won't accept duplicates. That's the point number 1. Set elements doesn't have order preservance. Set members doesn't have order. Set doesn't allow duplicates. We cannot access set members with index. But we can perform set operations. Such as union, intersection, minus, okay, and symmetric difference, etc. Okay, we can perform set operations. Set is a mutable object. Set is a mutable object. Okay. You should remember these rules. What are the rules? Set is represent unordered collection of elements or unique objects. Okay. Set members, I already elements doesn't have, because it is unordered collection means that the set members doesn't have order preservance. And one more is important, unique object means set does not allow duplicates. We cannot access set members with the index. Okay. And there is one advantage with the set, that is we can perform set operations such as union, intersection, minus, symmetric difference, etc. Such operations can be performed. Set is a mutable object. In Python, if you want to create a set, there is a specific function to create a set, that is set. Okay. In Python, if you want to create a set, okay, use a function set. Okay. Then we discuss one by one. Suppose S1 is my set. Give more elements. Okay, then only you'll clearly understand. Sorry. S1 is my set. Okay. Here in the set S1, I gave elements 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 90. If I print S1, the set elements doesn't follow order preservance. And one more important thing, if I type of S1, it returns name of the class set, right? And one more thing, set is a mutable object. Okay. That means I can make changes. Suppose I want to add element 100. There is a function called add. I can add any element, right, to the set. I don't know where it will be stored, right? We don't know the exact position of the element. Okay. And one more thing, suppose here I'm creating a set S2, 10, 10, 10, and 10, say 20, 20. We think that set has, 4 plus 2, 6 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements, right? But set has only 2 elements. Set doesn't allow duplicates. Even if you give element, duplicates will be automatically deleted. Duplicates will be deleted from the set. Okay. That is about set. Is it clear? Set is a mutable object. We can make changes to the set. Okay. In Python, if you want to create a set, we have to use braces, and set members are separated by comma. Okay. Suppose I want to create a set S3, I want to store say 10, 20, 30. Okay. 10, 20, 30. And I have to use braces, right? Open brace and close brace. If I print S3, I'll get, in this case, since the number of elements are less, the elements may follow order preservance, but set elements may not follow order, right? Set elements doesn't have order preservance. Set is a mutable object. In Python, there is a member function in. Suppose I have a set S1. I want to check the element 10 exists in S1 or not. How do I know? If I write 10 in S1, it returns true. Suppose I want to check 1000 is in S1 or not. If I say 1000 in S1, it returns false. Why it returns false? Because 1000 is not the member of the set S1, hence it returns false. There is an opposite function, not in. We'll discuss when we discuss about set functions. Is it clear or not? How to define a set in Python?
Clear.
How to define a set in Python? Object name equals to members are separated by comma, and the members should be placed within braces,
Brace.
right?
Yes.
Braces, open brace and close brace. Suppose I want to create an empty set in Python, use S4, and I already told you there is a function set to create an empty set. Type of S4. Okay. It belongs to the set. Okay. Suppose I'll give you advantage of set, I'll tell you. Okay. I have a list. Is it clear or shall I explain it again? Is it clear? Set is clear or not?
No, sir.
So,
Explain.
can you explain S4 again?
S4 again. Okay. See, what is S4 here? Object. Here I am creating an empty set. How to create an empty set? S4 equals to, when you write set function, it create an empty set. Okay. Whereas you may ask one question. If you write like this. It is not a set, it is a dictionary. Okay, I'll discuss this concept when you discuss about the dictionaries. Okay, if you want to create an empty set, don't use open brace and close brace only. It creates a dictionary but not a set. If you want to create an empty set in Python, so you want to create a set object and that set doesn't have members at that time. Okay, the set might be empty. How to create an empty set? Suppose S5 is my empty set. Just use function set. Then S5 is an object. It belongs to the type set. Okay. Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then there is only one difference between, sir, one more point I want to discuss to you. I have a list, not set and L1 is my list. From list also I can create a set and S1 is equals to, if I use set of L1, S1 is a set created from L1. If you observe L1 and S1, did you find any difference? Did you find any difference between L1 and S1? Is there any difference between L1 and S1?
Yes, sir.
If you-
Duplicates are there.
Yes, good. Duplicates are, suppose you want to eliminate duplicates, just what you have to do? You have to convert into a set, that's it. Okay. In C, if you want to write code for this, it takes 15 lines. Okay, that is the advantage of Python. Okay. When you convert a list to a set, automatically duplicates will be deleted. Okay. Again, we can create a list from set. Okay. Suppose L2 is there, list of S1. L2 is a list. Okay. From S1. If you observe L1 and L2, L1 has duplicates and L2 has distinct elements. Is it clear? Now, coming to the nested data type is frozen set. Nested data type is frozen set. Only one difference between set and frozen set and frozen set is a set, but frozen set is immutable. Frozen set is immutable. That means we can't make changes. Here I am creating a set S1. S1 is a set. Okay. I want to create a frozen set. We have to use a function frozen set of S1. Then S2 is a frozen set. We can't make changes to S2. We can't add, we can't delete, we can't modify in a frozen set. Whereas in a set, we can add, we can modify, we can delete elements. Okay. This is the only difference between set and a frozen set. What is the difference between set and a frozen set? Frozen set is a set.
Set is a immutable.
Set is mutable. Frozen set is an
Immutable, sir.
immutable object. This is the only difference between set and a frozen set. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I'll discuss the remaining data types tomorrow. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. So far, if you have any doubts regarding this class, I can explain it again.
No, sir. It's clear.
Okay. Then tomorrow I'll discuss data types, the remaining data types, followed by I'll discuss one more topic, that is operators in Python. It is an important topic. Do you know binary number system? Binary, octal, hexadecimal?
No, sir.
Okay. Then I'll discuss the number systems, followed by we'll discuss those operators. Okay. I'll discuss tomorrow. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir.